Chapter 9. We're starting a new chapter. Systems of linear equations. Linear equations, you remember, are equations that graph as lines. So we say linear equations. A system of linear equations is a group of linear equations that are on the same graph, let's say. So we're going to take a series of equations and find where they have a common answer. The first lesson, Chapter 9, Lesson 1, is called the graphing method. The graphing method. Let's open to page 413 and let's read along. The objective of this lesson is to use graphs to solve systems of linear equations. Notice the language. We're going to use a graph to solve a system of linear equations. Definition. You might want to jot this down. Two or more equations with the same variables form a system of equations. Two or more equations with the same variables form a system of equations. Here's an example. 2x minus y equals 8 and x plus y equals 1. This is a linear equation and this is a linear equation. Together they are a system of linear equations. To solve a system like this, we need to find all the x-y pairs that are true for both of them at the same time. Since this solution set will satisfy both equations at the same time, they sometimes call the system a system of simultaneous equations. Simultaneous just means at the same time. We're going to solve them at the same time for the one set of answers that works for both. We can solve this system of equations by doing a graph. Ready? Draw your graph, or if you have graph paper, it saves some time. Okay, so first I'm going to graph x plus y equals 1. And I know that it's going to cross here and here. Do you remember how to find the points? I'm skipping that step here because I want you to remember how to graph these equations. You can either pick points, make your xy chart, or you can convert them to the y equals mx plus b form and graph them that way. So this is x plus y equals 1. And then this one let me think here. Okay, now this one is the equation 2x minus y equals 8. Now notice that this line represents all the ordered pairs that make this true. And this line represents all the ordered pairs that make this true. They only touch in one spot. And you have to draw very carefully when you solve it by graphing, because we're going to actually see where do they have the same xy pairs and answers. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3, negative 2 is the answer. We solved this system of equation by graphing. Where do they cross? Let's do another one. Here's the system of equations we're going to solve by graphing. X minus 2y equals negative 6. X minus 2y equals 2. We're going to graph them on the same axes. Y-axis, x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now this one is going to cross right here and right here. You got to draw so carefully. You may even want to use a ruler. Right here and right here. So this one, notice, these will never actually cross. They're parallel. Parallel lines have no solution. There is no place where they are both true at the same time. So sometimes you'll see, this is what you'll see most of the time. Two lines crossing, and the point where they cross is the solution set. And you can actually plug 3, -2 in, and it should work for both. Sometimes you'll see this. Parallel lines. They never cross, so there is no answer. Okay, let's do another one. There's one more situation you need to be aware of. Okay, check out this one. 2x plus 3y equals 6 and 4x plus 6y equals 12. When you end up graphing these, I'm just going to do this super quick. There's one of them. 2x plus 3y equals 6. And then when I graph the 4x plus 6y, it's right on top of it. They're exactly the same line. And so what we say is this one has an infinite number of solutions. Where are they both true at the same time? Everywhere. So this one has an infinite number. So you can see there's either going to be no answers if the lines are parallel, one answer if the lines cross, and infinite number of answers if they're the same line. Okay? All the examples we've done show you how to solve a system of linear equations by the graphing method. You'll need to graph carefully. The graphing method involves the drawing of both graphs on the same axes, the same coordinate plane. And if the lines intersect, one answer. If the lines are parallel, no answers. And if the lines are the same, an infinite number of answers. Okay, that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions.